We are Steve and Jill.
Together, we've been buying and reselling land since the 90s.
Our data-centric approach leaves our buyers asking, how can you sell it so cheap?
Here on the Land Academy Show,
We answer that and more. I'm Stephen Jack Butala.
and I'm Jill DeWit, and this is the Land Academy Show.
This is episode number 2171. Today, Jill and I talk about why land investing isn't for everyone. Geez, that's true.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, it's if there's 100 people in the room, maybe one of them is potentially set up mentally for buying and selling land. And maybe probably the same is true for owning any business. There's probably one entrepreneur out of 100 people in a room.
That ties into my thoughts, too.
Each day on the show, we answer a question from our Land Academy member Discord forum, take a deep dive into land-related topics by popular request.
Okay. Aaron wrote, we are now generating more house, both stick-built and mobile, leads than we can take down. Is there anyone here that likes equity fund home flips? The latest are in the Missouri area. DM me. And this is good. One person already wrote back, said, gosh, I'd love to, but I'm mostly tapped out right now. Look at these people are kind of busy.
What does this tell you?
There's a lot. This came up recently in that someone asked a question recently in our workshop that we did to the public, and someone said, I heard it's slowing down right now. Well, based on this, depends on where you are, because not all of us are slow. That's what I've got. There's some markets that are really doing really, really well.
Jill and I are buying and selling a lot of houses at pretty high volume right now. Mm-hmm. And the people in our group, Jill and I own House Academy also. Mm-hmm. You should check it out. Now is the time to buy houses. We're seeing foreclosures on a huge uptick. Mortgages are, we're ending the boom cycle of real estate, and there's too much property on the market, which is it's a buyer's market, and we're buyers. And so I'm glad that our group is buying and selling houses. I'm not saying renovate them. I'm not saying even sweep the floor. Buy it as cheap as you can and just resell it. Buy it off the market, resell it on the market. Today's topic, why land investing isn't for everyone. What you got, Jill? I know you wrote something down.
Well, I was thinking about this. I kind of have two big picture things that seem to stop people in their tracks when I tell them what we do. And one is they just don't get it. That's one of the biggies. Okay, so you're telling me, here's how the conversation goes. Here's what we do. I buy for this, I sell for that, all over the country, whatever size makes sense. It's really about the price and if it's a good property. And that's the story. I buy for $40,000 and I sell for $110,000, something like that. They're like, whoa. That's where it stops. So what do you do to it? Nothing. Is it on a highway? Maybe. I don't know. It depends on the property. I just buy it great. Well, why would they sell it to you? Because they got my offer and I made a deal. Well, why wouldn't they just don't get it, and the questions keep going, and the bottom line is in their head they don't believe in it, they don't understand it. They have apparently, which is funny because they've probably done this. Like if I say this to them, like, haven't you ever gone to a yard sale and found like a vintage watch that because your dad had two of those, what it's worth, and this person's letting it go and you grab it? Well, yeah, of course I've done that. Well, I'm like, it's the same thing when they still can't get it. But that's usually the analogy that I use. So that's one of the reasons people isn't for everyone is they don't get it. They don't understand it. They don't believe in it. And my job, and I don't really care to convince them, because especially at this point in my career, great. If you don't, and the other thing is too, I would say they don't get it and they don't like it. They think rural vacant land is like, that's boring. Wouldn't you rather do an HGTV house? Why? I don't want to do that work. And that's what they want to do. And again, I wish them well. So that's my number one. And then my number 2 point is for people, if we're past that, you get it. I understand you guys. Totally makes sense to me. Duh. And too bad for them who don't get it. But the number two thing is, and this covers pretty much all the rest of it for me, it's a very entrepreneurial life. Just like starting
lifestyle.
Anything. I don't care if you're starting your own mega lemonade stand empire, right? You're going to have obstacles. You're going to have people that don't want it. They're going to change their prices on the lemons on you. You're going to have to overcome where you're selling it because they don't want them over here. Over here's okay with it. Your payment processor is going to change on you. I mean, all kinds of things are going to happen in any business. You're going to have these major owner, entrepreneurial type of obstacles. And if you are not the type of person that's going to wake up and go, all right, this is my challenge for today, and I'm going to figure it out. If you don't have that in you, this is hard. Go. What do you have?
Everyone wants to be wealthy. You put 100 people in a room, 99% of them are going to say, I want to be wealthy. Most of them are actually expecting that to happen. The 100th person is some version of a socialist, and we won't even get into that. We'll just kick them right out of the room and just deal with the 99. And that's fine. Socialism is good for some people, I guess. I don't know. You're not listening. If you're a socialist, you're not listening to this podcast, so we're in good company. The rest of the people, I'm going to tell you a real brief story, and this will drive this point home. I was recently, Jill and I know a lot of people in Scottsdale, Arizona, and we know a lot of people socially. We've both been here since the real early 90s. So separately and then together. And some people came to us that I've known for years and years, came to me specifically and said, we're opening a restaurant. We have an existing restaurant. It's doing well. And we want to open another one. Do you want to be an investor? And so I said, sure, let's talk about it. It's not something I want to be involved in actively, but I said, describe it to me. They said, well, here's the concept. It's a restaurant concept. There's this food we're going to serve. We got this location that everybody knows about. That place is the owners are retiring. And I said, well, why wouldn't you, instead of opening a restaurant, why wouldn't you just open a bar? Because what you have now is kind of like a bar, and the vast majority of the money that comes in is from alcohol. Alcohol it stays on the shelf forever. Every bar around here does really, really well. In fact, this is what I said. I've never known a bar to go out of business in Scottsdale as long as I've lived here. I've known a lot of restaurants to go out of business. And why is that? Well, it's this and this and this. And I said, so I love your idea. Let's open a bar. Let's get a license where you serve alcohol and beer and wine only, and let's start printing money together. No, you don't understand. Wait a second, Steve. I have this concept, this culinary concept I want to deliver to the world, and I want to have bigger peacock feathers than I have now. I need some stuff. I got to get it out of my system and show what I'm capable of. To which I said, I wish you the best. Because I'm here to make money. I have nothing to prove. Jill and I have nothing to prove by doing this. And so land investing, if you ask yourself why you want to buy and sell land, and the answer is to make money, there's a good chance you're going to be successful at this. If you have something to prove or you want it to be easy, and we've been doing this so long that we can talk to somebody in just minutes and realize, there's a lot of reactions. Mm-hmm. When we describe, there's a 10-step process to this. When we get to about step 3, many, many people say something like this. What? Yeah. Why can I just give you $10,000? Yeah. Why is this? Why are you making this complicated? This sounds complicated. Yeah. Well, it is complicated. This is very complicated, actually. And Jill and I have been correctly charged with in the past, making this sound too easy. It's complicated. There's a lot of moving parts. There's a huge social piece, which Jill has covered. There's a huge technical piece, which I have covered, which is hard for most people to have both of those personality types. If you've ever taken apart a toaster when you're younger, you're probably going to be good at this. And you don't care if you put it back together or not. If you have an engineering degree in anything, you have a really good shot at doing this. If you've owned businesses in the past, or you own one now and you want to create a new income stream, real good chance you're going to succeed. Mm-hmm. If you've been in corporate sales successfully for more than 5 or 10 years in anything, I don't care what you're selling, doesn't matter if it's real estate or not, like Jill has been, there's a good chance you're going to work this out. The process is, which we'll talk about more tomorrow, and the habits that you form are forced to form to be successful. Habits and the organization skills and all that are they're imperative, or you won't survive. So, but if you want to just get wealthy and your friend's making some money in real estate, or if you're a disgruntled real estate agent, you have no chance at this. You have to make a commitment, and you have to be a smart person with some experience in the first place and some serious ambition. So that's why land investing is not for everyone. If you look on Facebook and the number of people that are attempting to hawk this stuff, you would think it's for everyone. But Jill and I have decided a couple of years ago, we're going to just tell it like it is, period. We always have, but we really are now.
Yeah, this is good.
Join us tomorrow where we discuss why consistency beats talent in land investing every time. You are not alone in your real estate ambition.
We are Jack and Jill.
Information
Inspiration
to buy undervalued property.
We hope you find our content valuable and we appreciate your support. If you have not already, please check out our channel and hit the subscribe button.
And your comments and suggestions help us to create the content you're here for. Hitting the like button helps to support our channel's algorithm and gauge your interest for future shows.